So sign up if you're interested, see Tom.
And be kind to the runners.
Yeah, we wave.
Yeah, some of them are kind of cantankerous.
There's still 10 or 15 of them that have run in every marathon, and 2 of them are my friends. They have literally run in every marathon that's come through Oklahoma City since it began. So I always wave at her. Old business, start off with the Ham Fest. There's 2 coming up, Elk City and Green Country. Green Country's in less than a month, it's like 3 weeks.
Elk City's done.
Done? Okay.
Follow up.
And Green Country, by the way, is up in Claremore.
Yeah, just north
Right.
of Tulsa. Lots of good places to see radios. Don't buy a radio till you talk to somebody. Okay. I'm certain Tom said that, or Terry said that in the new person briefing. You know, the one thing I add is you're not gonna end up with the radio that you first buy. That you're gonna wanna try something different or something better. What's next? New business. We'll start with the Newcastle site.
Newcastle site, I've been out of bandwidth for probably the last month or so, so we haven't had a lot of activity, except, Coy has broached the subject with his nephew correctly, and we've identified some people who will probably, they're professional climbers, that may wanna do this as side work. And what we have to do is get them a statement of work and, let them assess what it's gonna cost us and proceed if it's reasonable.
Okay.
It's in a precarious place there's not really a place to stand or operate, and it's not just some place where you wanna get up there and jack around. You really need to be a pro and have the right equipment and training to do that job. So that takes the liability off of us as well.
There's a few of you that don't know much about our new tower site. On Highway 62, south of Newcastle, Oklahoma, about 4 miles, 5 miles south, is an old radar dome and an AT&T X building, and we have spoken with the guy who owns it now, and he's leasing it to us for a whole $1, I think. And that way we can set up a repeater there. It's got an 80 or 90 foot tower next to the building, and it's a nice cinder block building. And then these gentlemen have talked to the farmer that owns the land around it, so hopefully we can do field day there and other events also, with plenty of room to spread out and ease of access. Do you wanna talk about the repeater option now, or do you wanna?
Whenever you want me to do it.
Okay, now's a good time.
Okay. One of the things we got an opportunity to fix here is, the club owns 3 repeaters currently. One of them is a Bridgecom, and that's the one that's gonna be down at Newcastle and it'll become, or resume being the 147.21 repeater. We also had at Crossroads, before we got kicked off, an old, not an old, but a probably 7-year-old Yaesu DR1X. And it was a 50-watt radio, or repeater when it was sold. But shortly after its introduction, Yaesu said, oh no, don't run that at 50 watts, it'll burn it up. So we've had to run it at 25 watts. And it's a bare bones one with no accessories. Well, each year Yaesu offers an opportunity for an upgrade program. They call it the System Fusion Repeater Installation Program. And this year, this ends on March 31st. So we've identified a person who's agreed to buy our old repeater, the DR1X, for $500, and he's a club member, by the way. And what we want to do is get approval to buy a DR2X with the LAN card in it. That's about $200 more. So the total cost of that will be $900 plus whatever shipping ends up being from California. And shipping prices are kind of crazy nowadays, so I'm guessing probably $70 to $90. So what the LAN card does is gives us a B channel that we can use remote control to shut down the repeater, and maybe later on do what's called IMRS, it's Yaesu terminology for repeater blinking over a network connection. So what that means is that 8.2 and this UHF repeater 443.275 could be linked together. So so at the same time, this last month, we had a repeater up at, years ago, we had a repeater up on top of Integris Hospital up on Northwest Expressway. four forty-three, two seven, well, actually it's four
Four-
forty-three.
Yep,
But
that's
that
right.
doesn't matter. What we wanna do is put the new repeater up there, because the guy we had loaned that site to, we have equipment rack up there and an antenna, and an 8-bay UHF antenna. And he says he wants to pull his equipment out, so our intent is to put ours right behind it and resurrect 443.275 there. And this will give us a UHF FM repeater as well as a UHF fusion repeater. And Bill Underwood, 85BU, has graciously agreed to host the Yaesu node radio that will give us network access to the Yaesu Wires X network. And yeah, so that's a great thing. We didn't have that option years ago. We used it at Crossroads, and it was very successful. So what we want to do is get the approval for that. Now we have the duplexers and everything we need to put that in and make it work. We're hoping that antenna is still good. There's some question about that. Next time we get a chance to get up there, we'll test that out. So that's a wonderful site. It's a very high location, very clear. If you've ever been up there, you can see for miles on top of that building. So it's a great opportunity to have a good UHF repeater. So I guess we want to submit that to a vote.
Right.
So we're looking at really $400 out of club fund to fund this.
To summarize, yes, sir.
I have a question for you, Dave. The FAA group has the 8.5 repeater up there.
Thank you.
They're planning on linking the 7.6 and 8.5 together. Is that gonna create any problems?
No. No.
Okay.
No. So, and these duplexers will preclude that kind of thing. So we're looking at a very little narrow sliver of bandwidth. And they've been up there operating alongside our stuff for years, and
Right.
it's not caused any issues.
Okay, so to summarize, we get a repeater downtown at a high elevation with more power, with linkage into other repeater sites. So it will eventually be statewide. Right now, WinLink is Northeast Oklahoma.
Well, actually, no, WinLink is all across the state.
Okay,
But what WinLink is in addition to that, is it's hooked into the Wires X network, which is a worldwide network. So somebody from China could call in there and
okay.
talk.
So it's in an established location. We have internet access to it, so we have also remote control, which I don't know that you
We
did.
will with the network.
So out of pocket, originally it's gonna be 1,000 plus or minus a little bit. However, 500 of that is gonna be recouped by the sale of the old repeater. So our net out is 500, 600 bucks in that area.
Probably, I'm thinking 900 plus probably 75 to 100.
Okay, minus the 500 from
Yeah.
the other sale, right? So net difference is 500 or 600 bucks. So what we're asking for is for the club members that are present at our quorum, signify yay or nay by raising hands or what.
Can we
Is that-
talk first?
Yeah, just a sec. Yeah, Matt, you had a question or were you raising?
I thought you were ready.
No, not yet. I was gonna ask for questions first, but I was giving instructions before that. You had a question?
Well, I was thinking that the meeting started at 10:30 today.
It did. I jumped the gun. It's my fault.
Okay.
We had some new technicians and their family members that were here, and they had to leave.
All
So
right.
I was trying to get through some of the introductory stuff before they all left.
Okay.
They left, so it's my fault and I apologize.
All
You
right.
always want to be here early to shoot the bull anyway.
He's got visitors.
Yes, and that was going, since we segued into that. Yes, sir. Please identify yourself.
Hi, I'm Rich, WB5YV I was wondering, I know nothing about WinLink, but is this FM? Is this a FM for FM
Well,
communication?
This is nothing to do with WinLink. We're talking about buying another repeater,
Oh.
upgrading our existing repeater.
Okay.
We haven't
So we'll
gotten
get to
there yet.
WinLink in a minute with Mark over here.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
So-
Yes,
so-
it is FM. It's UHF.
Where are you gonna put it?
Integris Hospital, where we have an existing antenna and an equipment rack.
It's where the 444.3 used to be.
Yep.
It's now in my garage.
And this will be 443-275.